There were times I was lost, dark had fear, couldn't see through the rain. In the end it were clear, hit the fan. I was more than one man who was there to lend a hand. Together we'd stand, always at my back, my guardian soldier. Team pulled together, united we conquer. Blessed is he who in the name of charity carry me when I'm weak, straight through the valley of darkness. Pitch blackness, the heartless, regardless, fear couldn't part us. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. Thick and thin, there by my side. At times we collide, but in the end we ride. We ride, ride.
Welcome back, Moto fans. Things have been a bit crazy with races every weekend and lots of travel, but we are now back on the podcast train and have another great show lined up for you. Now, this episode of the Vic MX review show is brought to you by Kimber Constructions. So a massive thanks to Heath Kimber for getting behind us. We're still looking for another sponsor or two for the rest of the Vic MX shows. So if you're in a position to help out and would like to get on board, please shoot me a DM. We'll make sure your brand gets plenty of promotion across the pod and across our socials. And as always, a big thanks to our partners here at Mental4Moto, Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Iro Helmets, Ultimate Toy Haulers, and the May sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, Civilite Civil Construction. Now, on the line to talk all things round one of the Senior Vics, welcome to the show, Kenny, my regular co-host.
It's a pleasure to be here. Actually, yeah, welcome to me. Why wouldn't you?
That's right, mate. So, you spent all weekend on the microphone, so you got to see all of the action?
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I was just absolutely blown away by the racing. It was awesome there at Ballarat, so it was cold, but the racing was hot. So
yeah, I absolutely love that track. The elevation, just the layout, like from the spectators' perspective, being able to see the whole track, like it's, the way the riders go up and down through the valley, and you can literally see the whole track from the spectator area. It's so cool. It's pretty unique.
Yes, I love Ballarat myself. It's a venue that when it's wet and boggy, it's anything you touch ends up looking like baby poo. But once it gets past that stage and starts tacking up, it can provide some really good racing Ballarat, which is good for everybody because you get to see 90% of the track, depending on where you stand, and you probably see a little bit more than that. But yeah.
So what were your thoughts on the track? We'll start off there. We had a little bit of rain on and off over the weekend. The track was probably a little bit dry on the Saturday in anticipation that maybe we get a bit more rain than we actually had in the morning. But, what were your thoughts about the track and the way it formed up and the track prep?
Well, where I was standing most of the day was up near the finish line, and you didn't get to see as much of the ruts and things like that had formed, but everyone said the ruts and everything else was really good. That it formed well, but it didn't give you, that perspective of we didn't have, which is probably good in a way, those straight line ruts going down the straights either. So
yeah,
the riders were in a position to move around a little bit more and either attack or defend their lines and things like that. So
yeah, you could definitely
probably provided some great racing.
Yeah, you definitely could go everywhere, which made for really good racing. A lot of good passes, a lot of aggressive racing. One thing I noticed on Saturday, and it's something I reckon I probably haven't seen to that extent. Like you said, there was ruts, but it didn't rut up crazy. By the end of the day, it got so rough. There was kickers and holes, and it reminded me of when they show the track at the end of a supercross, like especially in the US, where there was just lumps and bumps everywhere. I've never seen a moto track form up quite like that. Like, why do you think it formed up the way it did?
Well, I know they ripped it, so whether the ripping and not enough moisture, as you said earlier, that maybe the lack of moisture created that a little bit more than them breaking bumps and things like in the square edges, and that from the ripping and probably the lack of moisture in it.
Yeah, it was definitely very fast as well. So
yes. It was a quick track.
Yeah, I think it posed quite a few challenges for the riders and created some separation because of that too.
Yeah, mate, the racing there was nothing wrong with it.
Oh,
the
no
track
way.
Provided some great racing, so that was a a highlight of, both days, Saturday and Sunday. Some great racing up the front, and there's some great racing, depending, whether it was fourth and fifth racing each other, and like in some of the classes, a couple took off and got out, and then the duel was between second and third, or fourth and fifth, or ninth and 10th. There was some good races right through the field. So
yeah, and that's something I want to get onto in a minute about some riders that took off, but we had really, really good numbers for a senior Vic as well. I think there was 265 class entries, and there were really good, solid gates in every class, which I think facilitated a lot of that racing as well.
Yeah. Probably the highlight for me was 15 clubman ladies.
I know. Yep, I've got that down as one of the classes to talk about.
Like that is, the girls coming and coming out of juniors, and some coming back. There was some mothers racing and back from overseas and everything else that gave some good depth in that class. And unfortunately, just Emma Milesevic was the only expert lady we had there at the moment, like with a few injuries. Emily Lambert's out with a thumb injury at the minute, and Maddie Healy snuck off to the other side for a little bit. So
yeah, I think it's a testament to some of the work that you've been putting into over the last couple of years, promoting the Vics for the women's class, for them to come and have a go, because I think the fact that the clubman class is so good and so well represented, and a lot of these girls we've seen them racing, regional events, local events, and they're now giving the Vics a crack, which, that they always should have. But I think there was this perception that the Vics were, really for only the elite women, but it's not true. And we saw that on the weekend, which was great.
That clubman class is there for them girls, isn't it? It's that clubman level riders to come and experience it and get away from home, get away from, going into a different region. Some of the riders are actually in their own region, so they get a little bit of that home track advantage, where the others will get that when we get to their region down the track a bit later. So
yeah, and I think the other positive sign for the women's class and all the classes in general, because we don't have these as a precursor to the Pro MX rounds, like the number of riders we had, it was a genuine representation of the Vics, cohort. So riders that we're going to see that are coming just to race the Victorian Motocross Championship.
Yeah. Remember, what was his name last year that come and raced the Vics and goes, oh, I didn't realise how good it was going to be. And then he was back again. Don't think the Vic titles is not for everybody. It is. We've got every class covered. So it's where you should be coming along and having a go.
Most definitely. So before we get on to some of the standout riders and some of the standout classes, we're just a couple of days away now, or a couple of sleeps away from round 2 of the Senior Vics at Edenhope. Now, I don't know anything about Edenhope. I think you know a little bit more. So tell us what we can expect when we head out there.
Yeah, so it's been Pro Tracks built the track originally. And it's basically on a level terrain, but the jumps are big, but not dangerous. Like, they're big jumps that the Pro Tracks will build and create some excitement out of that, and just the rhythms that he's put in place.
What's the dirt like out there?
Probably, she's hard packed, but not stupid hard. So I don't know.
Is it sort of similar to? Is it sort of similar to Ballarat?
Could be, yeah, but it's not as light as at that soil. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! I can't wait.
Like, the boys get out there there's a lot of farming experience, so they know how to manoeuvre and manipulate the soil to get it to work well. So
yeah. And have you guys had a Western round out there, or has there been another?
Yeah, we've had a few now.
Round?
So
yep.
I think we've been out there twice.
And how did they go?
Both times has been good. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the kids have enjoyed it. And then, unfortunately for the seniors, both times on a Saturday night, we've had a little bit of rain on top of them watering the track. So the senior riders have commented to me that, they'd, really enjoy going out there and letting the club dictate the conditions instead of the weather.
Yep.
So, so they've had a bit of rain in the lead up. So,
fantastic. I'm looking forward to going somewhere new.
Yes. Yeah. And we've had the race director from the Pro MX went out there and checked out the track. Mark Hancock, our series clerk, of course, he's been out and had a look at it. I think it was last week, went out there and had a talk to the club and given them a heads up on a few little things that he'd like to see included. A couple of things, just some
tweaks,
a little bit of fine tuning and a little bit of this and that, and walked the track. And I think he came home pretty confident that the club was in a good position to do what they can to get it over the line. And it's an area that's very well supported by the community, which is, they get the clubs out there to help with the flagging, and then they, the small town mentality out there is when there's, say, for example, a fishing comp, well, the motorbike club helps the fishing comp, and then they have a rodeo. So then the rodeo people get involved and return the favour because they all seem to work together.
Yep.
So
sounds like a great little club.
Yeah, so we just go straight through Edenhope, and just as you get to the 80-kilometre sign, you take a lefty, and just before you get to the racetrack, to the horse racetrack, I mean. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's something to look forward to. So, all right, let's break down Ballarat a little bit. I'll start off with some of the standout riders. Now, I did this when we had the Junior Vics recap show, but I started off with all the riders who had a perfect day. Now, there was even more at Ballarat, so even though we had some fantastic racing within the races, there was 11 classes where riders went 1-1-1 for the day. So I'm going to start off with Jacob Sweet because he did it in 2 classes. He dominated All Powers A and MX1A. And, this guy is currently on a roll because the week after he followed that effort with a whole shot and lap sled in Canberra at the Pro MX as well.
Yeah, and he's the rider that I've been saying for a long time that his riding style and everything suits the 450.
Yep.
And it took me ages to convince him to actually have a go on the 450 and actually commit to doing something more than just a ride here and a ride there, to actually put it together, and it's starting to pay dividends for him and his family, so which is cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, in previous years, Jacob's had to play a little bit of second fiddle to Bryce Ognenis, who's won, the last 3 MX1 Victorian Championships in a row, but Bryce is away at the moment with a staph infection, so he's had to, he's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride with his health at the moment, but I think this is by far the best Jacob Sweet we've ever seen, and I hope we actually see Bryce back at a couple of these rounds because I think these could be some epic battles between these two guys.
Yeah, 100%. Just to have, knowing that we're going to end up with a new MX1 champion for 26 is, probably cool, but at the same time, it's a little bit disappointing that we don't have Bryce with us at the moment. So we wish him all the best and do hope we see him back at the track again because it's a bit of a character.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good on the bloody bike too at the same time. So, wish him all the best and get healthy and come back and have a race.
Well, he did have a good weekend at Canberra. So, hopefully that was sort of a sign of better things to come for him and an upward trajectory in his health. All right, All Powers B, Fletcher Thompson. Now, this is a name that's kind of new to me. Do you know anything about Fletcher?
Yeah, he's out of the northern region, and I think he's might have got injured a little bit last year, so didn't put anything together consistently enough to be elevated up a grade, but 3 straight wins and looked very good out there.
Yep.
Very good.
One thing I did notice when I went through the results, and even on the day, There was a lot of new faces. Like, I think this is my, third or fourth year covering the Vics. There was a lot of people there, or a lot of races that I actually haven't seen before. Are these, Victorian races that race the Victorian Championship that are coming back, or are these guys coming out of the regional areas and starting to race the Vics for the first time?
That and a little bit of some of the junior kids turning senior too. That's, like kids that got graded at the end of their junior career, going up and then maintaining that B grade level, going from A grade junior to B grade and things like that.
Yeah, but the ones I'm talking about are mostly seniors. I mean, I know most of the juniors, but there's a lot of new faces, a lot of new names, a lot of new numbers. So, anyway, I'm sure, by the time we hit rounds 2, 3 and 4, we'll get to know these guys a bit better. Yeah.
No, that's cool. There was, like myself, there was a couple of riders that I'm going, I don't know this kid at all, but found out he was in the over 50 vets, but he was still a kid to me.
All right. Speaking of kids, the MX3 class, I guess they're young men.
Yeah.
Job Dunn continues his reign of dominance.
Yeah, he is absolutely knuckled down after Darwin. Had a great Aussie juniors. He's had a good round of juniors at Colac, and then even put some solid performances in at the Primex. And he's just continuing some great form. Looks to have shot up a couple inches and probably lost a little bit of the baby weight. So,
yeah. I could not believe when we did the podiums in the morning at the following Junior Vics how tall he is.
Yeah, he shot up.
Yes. Yeah, he's grown a lot. So, definitely well suited to that 250 now and knows how to throw it round and it's showing on the track.
Yeah, absolutely a standout with that. And a big thank you again must go to the Whitten brothers that are the sponsor of the MX3 class, which is cool.
So in this class, we had West Australian Ollie Burkett over, who's a junior KTM rider. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Cooper Ford. In the last moto, he actually got the whole shot and led some laps. And I mean, this guy just seems to be getting better every time we see him. And for someone so still physically quite small, I mean, he is definitely finding his feet on the 250.
He is. Not much of him, though. He's a little fella.
Yep.
He's been knuckled down. I think they've made a committed effort to have him down in Victoria, up in Victoria from Tassie, and having a full hit out and seeing where he can go with the sport. And, he's taking it in between his teeth and having a go, so it's cool. And that's how we got Ollie Burkett. He's over from Western Australia, living in Victoria at the moment, training with the Beaton Performance crew. So.
As well, yep.
Yes, yep.
No, there's a few of them coming over, so it's a bit of a murderer's row, all training together there.
Yep. I'll give you a little surprise packet. I had to do some homework on a rider, Frederick Stampy.
Yes.
He's like 215 in this class. He rang up MV to get a license and get some grading, and we had to do some homework to work out where he belonged. I didn't want to put him in the wrong grade, and some homework out of him. He's raced EMX over in Europe and had been off a bike for 6 months. 2 weeks before the Vic titles, brought a bike, had one ride somewhere, or probably 2 rides before he went to Ballarat, and was up the front racing with the boys.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on him. He's going to be one to watch, young Frederick Stampy.
I can tell you now, we had the Sandmasters, and Frederick Stampy showed why Europeans are the boss in the sand. So when the seniors go to Rosebud, I think a few of these MX3 guys are going to have their hands full.
And that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, he can ride the sand.
You know the Darwin track's made out of that similar sand too, so that'd be maybe a good little inclusion there, isn't it?
Yeah. If he can sort of work his way up towards the top, I think he was 5th at Ballarat. So if he can creep his way and keep within reach of the championship, come Rosebud, things might get a bit interesting.
Yeah, no, very good to watch. His lap times, he was only 3 or 4 seconds behind our leaders and that, and he's only going to get better. And that wasn't probably his specialty soil, Ballarat either, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much far from. And I mean,
yeah, concrete compared to where he's from.
Testament to how tough these kids are. He had a massive crash on one of those downhill sections.
I watched that.
And got up and kept going.
Yeah, come past with the back mudguard missing, and the bike was twisted, but he didn't give in.
No, kept railing. All right, 30-plus expert, another rider at the other end of the age scale that has improved a lot since last year, I think. Ray Cole.
No, I don't think he's improved. I think we're just saying he's like a fine wine, isn't he? He's unbelievable. He's back on the bike. He come back racing last year and went off and done the Fink and done a great job at that. And he's doing that again, but he's a fit young fella and a good little rider.
Yeah, perfect day for him. I mean, the thing that surprised me was, and I'm going to use the word, he dominated Ali Kent and Al Lewis, who are, very, very good riders in their own right.
Yes. Yeah. No, he had a good day there. So, I think they went 1, 2, and 3 in all 3 races. So.
They did, yeah. Do you think that is something that he's going to continue for the whole championship?
I don't think we'll see him at them all. I think he's off to Fink training, and we may miss him this weekend at Edenhope, unfortunately.
Oh, that'd be a shame.
Yes.
All right. Robbie Anderson in 30-plus Clubman went 1-1-1. Again, a new name for me. What can you tell me about Robbie?
He's a former Western Region rider that stopped racing when he was about 17 or 18 and went off playing football, and then come back last year and had a couple of rides. And he's a good rider, but been out of sport a long time. So.
Yep. No, so hopefully we see him stay and stick with it and keep showing these 30-plus Clubman guys who the boss is.
Yeah, no, he rides well, and he doesn't seem to do anything stupid out there. He's not overriding the bike. He just rides around and rides within his means and does a good job.
Also going 1-1-1, Emma Milesevic in the expert ladies. She was the only one in the class, but I would have to say again, I've seen her when she was under factory Honda, saw her when she went off and had her own effort with the Nutrien Honda, and now she's back on a Yamaha. So much to your chagrin, away from the Honda. But
she's doing her own Empower project.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, teamed up with Peter Stevens. I think this is the best Emma Milesevic I've seen, I would say.
She had her time off the bike with whatever injuries it was or whatever, and got them all settled down and is back. And I don't know if you heard about it, but she's actually announced that she's going over to race the American motocross.
I did see that.
The next 3 rounds, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way she's been riding, I think she's going to give a good representation of herself.
That's right. Yeah. No, she's riding well. When we have her at a region, she goes out and starts chasing down the boys and just keeps pushing, and she does race with the boys in the MX2 anyway.
Yep.
Great. She goes back out and races with them and
holds her own for sure.
She just doesn't ride around with the girls. She rides with the girls to try to encourage the girls to participate, but also she goes out and races with the boys to show the girls that, if you've got the ability, anything's achievable if you want to do it,
And, I mean, she's racing A grade as well in the MX2 class within the top 10. So she's doing very, very well.
Yeah, she's I've known Emma for a long time, and she's always out there and she never gives in. She's such a little nugget that absolutely gives everything when she's out on the bike. So,
in the 40-plus vets, he's a bit of an unstoppable force in this class. Steve Powell. Now, I was super excited in the morning. Corey Vanderlei came out. He races this class and is exceptional on clay tracks with elevation. And I thought, all right, it's going to be on.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
And those two guys were already starting to play games in practice. As soon as the green flag went up, they were battling in that first corner, and Corey didn't want to let Steve have it and ended up sort of pulling away a little bit. Unfortunately, first corner in race 1, Corey went down, so we were robbed of some great racing that day, I think. But yeah, well done to Steve. Ended up cleaning it up, going 1-1-1 over Levi Collins, who is in his own right a very good rider.
100%. Yeah, so Powley he's a great rider that, given a little bit of a push, seems to enjoy the challenge, I reckon. And I do think, unfortunately, with Corey going down, he probably had it a little bit too easy on his own. Like Levi was pushing him, but yeah, I would have loved to have seen Corey and Steve going for it.
One thing that blows me away, like, you know, being out and looking through the camera lens, I get to see different riders hitting the same parts of the track over and over and over, and getting to watch, you know, how they all do things differently, their body language, their style, the lines they take. And the one thing that always blows me away about Steve is he makes it look so effortless.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. He does. He's just very cool and calm on the bike.
Doesn't look fast. I mean, and that's a compliment, but he doesn't look fast.
Yeah, he doesn't look to override it. Yeah,
no, not at all. Very impressive as well in the 50-plus vets. And again, I'm going to say he's improved. Peter Sullivan.
You might think that, but he's just fit, roaring and ready to go this time. He had an injury, so we've seen him riding last year with a little bit of an injury, and yeah, he looks to be fully fit at the moment. So,
I mean,
yeah, unfortunately for those blokes he's racing with, because when he gets out front, he's good to watch.
Yep. I mean, he's got some fast guys in that class. Adam White.
Yep. Darren Grattan.
Yep. Darren Grattan.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, he had a perfect day. 1-1-1.
Yeah. No, he was very good to watch. Those 50 boys are good, aren't they?
They are. Some of them are very, very fast.
We had a little bit of a hiccup with a programming error, and I took the blame for it, and then we found out later on it wasn't my fault, but they practiced together and then went out and raced separately, so I don't think no harm was done, which is good.
Yep.
And we didn't have anybody interfering with anyone else in practice, or getting taken down or whatever and affecting their ride. But yeah, they went out and raced separately, which is cool, and had good numbers. We had 11 or 12 riders, I think it was, in that
50 plus.
50 class. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's a really good sign, and shows there's some longevity in the sport too.
Yeah, they should keep going until they get a bit older, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to have to, if these guys keep going, have a plus 60 class, a plus 70 class. Right? There's still hope for you, Kenny. There's still hope.
Yeah. So, all right, who would you say would be our oldest rider on the track?
Looking at the lineup, I don't know. Who's the oldest one there?
Would it be Dave Harris out of New South Wales that comes down? Is it Harris or Harrison? Harrison, yeah, he comes down, yeah. Yeah, he comes down all the time and does these. He's cool. Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Gets around.
Yeah. No,
I'd say he'd be the oldest. So.
Oh, fantastic. All right, MX2C, a rider that seems to be up and coming, is doing really well at the junior ranks, and is also racing in MX2C. He's taken advantage of that 125 17-year-old rule at the juniors, which is why we see him there. Yep. But that's Ryder Lanane.
Yeah, no, he's riding really good, isn't he?
He is. He's riding really well.
No, he's and that 125 thing is probably just giving him that extra confidence. He goes back and rides in that, and he rides up a grade. He rides in B grade at that, and rides that pretty good. Just that extra bike time, going away, actually racing gates, racing better riders makes you a better rider. So
yep. So perfect weekend for him. And another name who I have not heard before, which I'm going to ask you about, but went 1-1-1 in MX1 C grade, Skylar Carr. Very cool name.
Yeah, he was on a Stark Varg too, and I had to look at him because I was thinking, where's he from? But he had enduro plates on, so
okay.
He sort of freelances between the two. But I have seen him race at Ballarat before, so he could be from in that area. I'm not 100% sure. So hopefully he keeps racing, and we'll pump him up and get him up and see how good a Stark Varg goes in B grade.
No, definitely. That's cool to see, and I think it's the first time really that we've seen a Stark Varg up front in any class consistently.
Yeah, Joseph Loken's another one that's been riding his Starkvarg too. So, but he would have finished third, I think, in that class.
Yep, and Dylan Gromble's doing really well on the Stark as well in MX3, and I mean he's racing different level riders compared to some of C grade, but he's doing really well on the Stark. So one thing that I'm kind of pretty happy about was I was really concerned that these bikes were going to reach a level and then riders would get used to them and they will start dominating because they do have some distinct advantages. But it's great. I think they're mixing in quite well and they're gelling well in the mix with the combustion engine motorcycles.
It's interesting that they have time to charge. So the ruling is if you need to change your bike, the bike that you're changing from is meant to be unrideable. So it's not meant to be pulled back out again later. So it'd be interesting seeing if they try to keep swapping bikes over left and right centre all the time at an event.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting once we get to the sand tracks with the longer motos as well. I guess we'll watch this space.
Yep.
We hope you're enjoying the show. Here at Mental4Moto, we can only do what we do because of the sponsors who support us. So please stay tuned for a couple of brief ads and make sure you show these legends some love.
Are you getting arm pump, fatiguing after just a few laps, or feel like you're often fighting against your bike? Today's motorcycles have been designed and built to suit a broad range of riders, conditions, and riding styles. This one-size-fits-all approach, however, means that when it comes to your own riding, your bike is often not handling and performing at its very best. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an elite-level racer, Fastline Suspension will help you unlock your riding potential by ensuring your bike is set up perfectly for your specific needs. And with the right setup, you're guaranteed to go faster, fatigue less, and ultimately have more fun riding your motorcycle. So what are you waiting for? Contact Adam at Fastline Suspension now. Fastline Suspension, set up for maximum performance, precision-tuned for you.
There's nothing more refreshing after a day at the track when you're sweaty, grimy and exhausted than taking a dip in the pool. Southeast Pools specialise in building high-quality fiberglass and concrete swimming pools across the Peninsula and Gippsland region and offer a range of designs to suit every lifestyle, yard size and budget. So pick up that phone, give Trav at Southeast Pools a call today and be ready to take the plunge this summer.
Hero helmets have won over 125 motorcycling world titles with world-renowned superstars including Antonio Cairoli, Jeffrey Hurlings, Martin Muscan, even Jason Anderson. From the world stage right down to the grassroots motocross scene, Arrow is the title sponsor of the Gippsland Motocross Championships and even supports up-and-coming local legends such as Memphis Stravina and Zayn McIntosh. As one of the lightest and safest helmets on the market, when it comes to protecting my most important asset, I choose Arrow as well. To check out the range of Arrow helmets, head into your local dealer today or click the link below to visit the website.
At Mental4Moto, our mission is to give the unsung heroes of Aussie motocross a voice. From grassroots racing right through to the biggest events in the country, sharing the stories you won't hear anywhere else. From the privateer chasing the dream, to the junior rider who's pushing for their first win, the mechanic who works late into the night to get the bike ready for race day, to the track builder who turns a pile of dirt into a work of art. This is the beating heart of our sport. We're able to bring these stories every week to thousands of Aussie moto fans thanks to the generous sponsors who share our vision. If you're interested in the advertising packages that we have available, or just want to show your support, please check out our website, www.mental4moto.com, and we can tailor a package to suit your needs. Now, let's get on with the show.
All right, two other riders that I just wanted to mention. They stuck out to me just because of the level of improvement, I think, that I've seen in them since last year. So the first was Bryson Knight. He raced the 30-plus vets and MX1 C-grade class. I think he finished second in the vets.
Yep.
And fourth in the MX1 C-grade class. But just a big improvement from him. I mean, at the last round, or at one of the earlier rounds of the Gippies this year, he actually beat his brother Kellen, which I think was a bit of a first. But
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's pretty committed. I think he's pretty enthusiastic. But I asked him what he's been doing, and he said not riding much. So
sometimes I think just having a spell too, and just when you do get back and enjoy your riding a little bit more, sometimes you're pushing and pushing and pushing, just don't get them rewards that you're looking for.
Yep.
And then just having a bit of a break. coming back and going, I don't know why this has been so hard. This is easy.
Yes.
So, yeah. No, he's a good rider, isn't he?
He is.
I met up with him at, I think it was Blue Rock was the first time I met him last year. And, nice bloke. We had a bit of a
nice
yak
guy.
about him involved in the sport and everything else, so it was cool.
Yep, and he's got a beard most men would be jealous of. It's very, very luxurious. And the other rider I wanted to mention, Cody Vanderlei. So he's racing MX2 B grade. You know, Max Oakley is an accomplished A grade junior that's now come up to the senior ranks. Cody, I think we haven't never seen him really race to his potential because he's always had a lot of bike issues. But he I think his day at Ballarat didn't go without bike issues either. But nonetheless, second in Motos 1 and 2, and came back from a crash in front of the big tabletop in Moto 3 and ended up winning the race. That was a ride that definitely stood out for the day.
Yeah, both of them are having a ripper season this year. But I think the fact that Corey's knuckled down a little bit, he's actually leaving Cody's bike alone, so it gives the bike every opportunity to finish a race meeting instead of pinching parts for Dad's bike and things like that. So, yeah, I think they're both keen, both boys that you mentioned, and it'd be interesting to see how the season finishes out. So,
no, most definitely, I'd love to see him sort of battling up that front end again, you know, for the next few rounds, because he's found some new confidence, I think. Yeah,
and it's good. But, you know, you go into he's getting the confidence of putting a bit of a pre-season together, and then, you know, Oaksy's been dropped back into B grade from A grade juniors and having a hit, and tested the water at Wonthaggi and saying, well, we need to knuckle down and concentrate on the Vics and things like that and get some more confidence and get some more speed, and they both seem to be putting it on, which is good to watch.
All right. Before we move on, did you have any riders that stood out for you for the weekend?
Like we've talked about a lot of the riders that I thought were standouts. Here's one for you. Nick Kent, Ellie Kent's brother.
Yep.
He's up in the other age group now and actually come in and said that was the first time he's had a great finish in one of his races. But, you know, get him knuckled down. And so I'll give Nick a plug because he was good to watch, actually. So getting around.
Yep, racing the 40 plus vets. So is he as good as his brother?
No. Sorry, Nick, but Yes, there's Ali and there's Nick, and just Nick enjoys his riding, and I think Ali's got Nick a little bit more committed, just going around racing with his brother, which he'll take advantage of every time he does, because they're probably not together a lot with these commitments with the CDR team and everything else. So. Actually, I do have one more rider I'd like to give a plug and welcome back to racing is to us, both our friends, Travis Coward. That was good seeing him racing again. You know, he's been supporting your projects, you know, with his pool company and everything else. To actually see him back at the track again and with a smile from ear to ear was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and he's going to be racing Edenhope. I was actually on the phone to him earlier today, just having a yarn. So I think he had a bit of a shock at Ballarat. He hadn't been out there before. The track did get very rough both days.
Yeah.
He raced on the Saturday in the 40 plus vets as well, and I think he found that his hands were quite full.
No, it was good. Like seeing some of these riders back racing again. It's pretty cool. You know, you see them at events that I've called over the years, and then they go missing, and then to see some of them come back and come up and say hello to me and things like that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't have them all back at the same time. It'd be good, wouldn't it, if we get the numbers up? We just got to try and keep the numbers. You know, always invite a mate along, I reckon.
Yep. I think
you're going to make the travel, say, come on, jump in the van with us and we'll head down to Edenhope and we'll do this one. You know, the Edenhope crew, Edenhope and all those riders down that area have been supporting the Vic titles for years, and this is their first chance to probably not travel home at night, Saturday night, but they might, you know, only have to travel up Saturday morning instead of heading up Friday and things like that. So.
All right. Standout classes. MX2 grade. I mean, this was just a class to behold. I think the racing at the front, mid-pack, at the tail end in this class. This class for me was definitely up there with my favourite to watch all weekend.
Yep, young Balin Townsend took out 3 race wins, but got penalised in 1, so had a second place in 1. So he did actually win all 3 races.
A little bit of controversy there, but yes. So
I don't know, but I do know the outcome, and he's putting it together. He's riding really good. His confidence from last year is just continuing to grow. He's really riding really good. So yeah, Balin's putting it in, and they're supporting him, giving him every opportunity to do it. And he's not letting them down at the moment. So
last year I know he was mixing his priorities. He had year 12 to finish, and this year they're putting everything into racing. They're going to commit definitely to a couple of years, just putting their best foot forward. He's training with the Beatons guys as well. He's training a lot on and off the bike, and I think it's starting to show in his riding that the potential that he always had is sort of being realised.
Yeah, and I've been watching his racing progress over the years, and last year he really took a step forward, and this year it seems to have gone another one. So yeah, and with his schooling and everything else, he didn't get that to commit that 100% last year, and still impressed me. So
yeah. So Cooper Ford second in this class. Now this was the class where I was sort of really impressed with Cooper. Didn't have the greatest first moto. Ended up getting or being given the win in the second moto with Balin's penalty. Third in Moto 3, but he's up against some very, very accomplished MX3 riders that have actually been, in that class at the Pro MX level for quite some time. And to come out and beat quite a few of those riders in the MX2 class at the Vics, I think that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he's riding really good.
Strody in third. Jesse Kolb, great ride for him in fourth. I mean, this whole class, we can go all the way down, but it's pretty much a Pro MX level class for a big chunk of it, and it showed on the day. One rider I did want to mention in this because he wasn't in the results, Jai Constantino actually came out and was dominating that first moto. What happened with Jai? Do you know? Did he crash, or was it a mechanical? Because we didn't see him come back out.
Yeah, put it down and then went in. It didn't come back out again at all. So whether he aggravated something old or created something new, I'm not sure. But they have spoken to him since, and he's okay. But just don't know at the time. He just pulled in. I watched him pull in, and I thought, oh, this don't look good. Because he was way out in front.
Yeah.
And couldn't work it out. And then all of a sudden went missing. And I thought, oh.
No, definitely very, very fast. I felt like he was really riding the ragged edge at times on that track, which even though it was early in the day, it was a bit hair-raising to watch at times, but definitely had the speed. So hopefully we get to see him come back and mix it up with some of these guys at some of the other rounds, because it's great seeing him back on the bike. He's had a bit of a horror run of injuries over the last couple of years, and he's gradually sort of come back to riding and ridden more and more. And, he went from just riding for fun to he's racing again now. So hopefully we see him at a few more of these rounds.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he is. He's a rider that can really turn it on. And, unfortunately, I've seen him have some big crashes too, which have, he broke a femur one time, and love to see him be able to have a season and just be able to put it all together. So
most definitely, I think he easily has the the potential to win a few of these rounds. So hopefully we see him at a few more, and maybe even at Edenhope.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, if you didn't have the round at round one that you're thinking, this has got to set me up, come and make it harder for the others. I think come to round two and go this is why I should have been at the front in the first one by coming out and proving it in this next round. So
Yeah.
hopefully he does. I'd love to see him out there again.
One of the the nicest guys in the paddock to talk to as well. So yeah, hopefully we see him at a few of the upcoming rounds. MX1 B grade. So 2 guys in this class up the front end, swapped wins. Again, I don't know either of them, so I'm going to go to you to tell me a bit more. Lachlan Sands and Chris Duncan.
So Chris Duncan is a Gippy boy that's a vet rider that's been out of sport for a long time, and just come back and started racing. He's a really good rider, and he has been a good rider over the years too. But yeah, just come back from, I don't know what he's been doing. And Lachlan Sands is out of the northern region. I'm not sure if he's Deniliquin or Shepparton, or he's over that area somewhere. And it looked like he had put it all together. He's sponsored by Julie Burns Photography.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I heard a rumour on the weekend that he had a big crash and was in hospital. So we send him all the best, and hopefully he's okay. And I think he was training at Echuca, so he may even live in that area.
Yeah. No, well, hopefully wish him all the best with a speedy recovery.
Yeah, he come into the sport late. Well, from as a junior. For me, I started noticing him near the last year of his juniors, and then I've been following his racing since then. So
yeah. One rider I just wanted to give a shout out in this class as well. He raced C grade last year, moved up to B, and he's already, moving towards the pointy end. Finished 7th on the weekend at Ballarat. Jesse Clemson, one of the characters of the paddock.
That's the rider I was trying to think of earlier that had not raced the Vics before last year, and then went out and won 2 classes or podiumed on 2 classes. Sorry, and. He's back again, brought all these mates along. It's pretty funny seeing them. You catch up with them. They're there for the right reasons, to have fun, and they make sure they're having fun, and they include everyone else in it. So fun times with Jesse and his mates. So
yeah, and I think that's a testament to that the grading system is working. I mean, when someone can step up and then be in the mix in the next class, not necessarily right at the top, but definitely not at the bottom either. So I think in a lot of cases, the grading system is working really well.
Yeah, we try, and it's all based off consistency. If you can consistently a front runner, we may as well put you up and let you keep challenging yourself. But if you can't put consistent season together, whether it's one thing or another, sometimes it's injury, sometimes you miss events through inability to be able to attend, but if you stand out too much at the others, we still, take a look at you anyway.
And the last class I wanted to talk about, you might have some more, but the last class I wanted to talk about was the MX1 A grade class, taken out by Jacob Sweet. And second place, Nick Medson, another rider who, for me, really wasn't on my radar. I obviously knew him and seen him race heaps of times, but he wasn't on my radar until the last round of the Vics at Colac last year. He had a bit of a standout ride in the MX2 class on the last day at the last round. Battled with Balin Townsend and Strode and took out that last moto. He's come up to MX1 this year. He's on a Cowie and just looks to have continued that run, the confidence. I don't know what the ingredient is, but he's riding really well, isn't he?
Yes, that was a rider that I was hoping we'd get to talk about, because last year he was a little bit of a unlucky story with his bikes more than anything else, and then consistently come through and got second last year. That surprised me, but to see him step up to the 450 class and put in a Kawasaki where no one in America can do it. In second. And I think even in Europe, they're struggling over there too to get a Cowie to be anywhere consistent at the moment. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. Just another rider to be up in the mix, which is good to see.
Yeah, and we got two brothers, third and fourth, the Kenny brothers.
Yep.
And Jack and Ryan. Ryan's back from an injured femur last year himself, and riding pretty good. And unfortunately, we got young Patrick Martin had a big crash on Sunday, and he ended up breaking his femur, and I think now he's up and weight bearing, and being told that he's allowed to weight bear on the femur. So
yeah, that was a brutal crash. Saw that his bike actually cartwheeled not very far away from me, straight past.
Yes. Well,
brutal crash.
I didn't see the accident. I just seen him laying on the ground and thought, "Oh, this don't look good."
Yeah,
and he was a long way away from his motorbike. So
yeah, well, he kind of hit the limmy, and when the bike landed, it just took off and then cartwheeled. So he went over the bars and was trying to save it. And, I don't know what happened, but the throttle stayed on.
Yeah, I think his dad said he realised it wasn't savable, so he actually aborted the mission. And
he did,
stepped out of it. And, when he landed, he broke his femur. Unfortunately, that would have hurt. Yeah, I think all reports was, that's it, I'm done, I've had enough. And then there was a message, because I checked up on him, and it was like, well, we may have been a little bit hasty in saying we're out of here, because we're coming out to Edenhope just to see us anyway, so we should see him out there this weekend.
Oh, hopefully, Love chatting with Patrick. He's always very enthusiastic about racing, so and he was riding really, really well, so that was a real shame to see.
Yeah, and they'd stepped up to the 450 this year and everything else, so I was hoping they were going to have a really good year. And
yeah, well, anyway. I definitely hope that we see him back racing again once he's all healed up, and wish him a speedy recovery too.
Yes, 100%. So I actually checked on him today, so just to see how he's going, and they're appreciative of us checking up and just seeing how he's going. So
Seth Jackson, 5th. Good ride from Seth. Privateer effort this year on a Gumtree YZ 450.
The Gumtree. I heard about that. He brought it cheap.
Yeah.
He's having a go, and he looks good out there on it too. So, bit of a character.
Yep.
I've listened to his podcast, and it's good to see how he goes.
Yeah, well, he's actually lined up to come and do another one with me next week. He's a character. He's got his own YouTube channel that he's building. They actually mentioned it on the Pulp MX show. I
heard that. Yes,
in the US.
To that. So it was about his Supercross attempts or antics or whatever he puts it down to. So
yeah,
I love it. It's cool.
And him and Tommy Smart, who also has his own YouTube channel, they're sort of bouncing off each other a little bit, which is funny. So shout out to Tommy.
Promoting themselves the right way, and hopefully getting support from people following them, and promoting our sport at the same time. You can't knock anyone for going and actually promoting our sport instead of just being somebody that expects everything to be given to them. So, which is cool.
No, definitely. Tommy Smart, racing MX2C, had a bit of a rough day, went down on that step up, and I don't think I've seen too many bikes look worse than he is by the end of the day. I don't know if you saw that. There was a bit of a pile up. While he was dancing, the video is actually quite funny. While he was dancing and dodging bikes after hitting the ground, his poor old bike got landed on by about 5 riders following on the top. So, I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but Tommy, we love you.
Yeah.
Glad that wasn't you, and bikes can be fixed. So we'll see you at the next round, or one of the future rounds anyway.
Well, hopefully it's this one.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have a bike to ride, but he is the epitome of a privateer, self-funded, living out of home, and trying to have a crack. So he'll be back though. He's got to be one of the most enthusiastic moto racers that I've ever come across. So
yeah, I met him last year. I think you introduced me to him. So
one of the characters of the sport for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have any classes that you wanted to talk about, Kenny, or anything else to before we wrap up Ballarat?
No, not really, mate. I think we've covered most things. Yeah, I think we're just going to encourage all the riders. If you haven't entered yet, and you listen to this and you're thinking, "Oh, I should have entered," do it because make the series a good series. MX Store are back on supporting the series. We've got Witten Brothers and we've got the Rise Group, just a company out of Melbourne that heard us advertising for support, and they've come on board. I might even give them the heads up for a podcast for you too, Pete. So he's a good bloke, and hopefully we can get the riders at the events and keep it going and keep it growing and get it back to where it should be.
Yeah. Is it too late to sponsor the series if there's anyone out there listening and they want to get on board? Because I know, from a series, there's a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of costs involved. And so you guys rely on sponsorship as well. Is it too late for someone to come on board and sponsor the series as well, or a class?
Mate, it's never too late. It's never too late to come on board, and we can still promote your company, and whether you've got signage and flags or whatever else, we can get them out there and promote it. And we've got access to social media and everything else that can help. I think it's more about helping the sport than anything else. If you're somebody that sees that we're trying and the sport needs a chop up, just like the podcast, Pete, if we can get people to support that and, maybe take on a class sponsor or something like that, we're not going to say no to it. So
definitely not going to say no.
That's right. You'd be happy to take on another sponsor or cover a podcast and things like that. So if we can get, we're all in here at the same thing, trying to get it to be successful. I've recently been doing auctions of signed jerseys. I've got rid of an Alex Larwood's jersey. I've got rid of a Wilson Todd jersey. I'll be doing another jersey this weekend out at Edenhope. So
who's that going to be?
Maybe a Wilson Todd one, because I've already got rid of one at the juniors, and then I'll have a couple of Charlie Cannon jerseys for round threes of the juniors and seniors. So,
very nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I've got still doing some homework in the background with some cool jerseys from Primex.
Fantastic. And I picked up finally my Shane McElrath pants. They're hanging hanging on the wall in the studio.
I nearly thought I lost them. I'm going, because I pulled them out and I sat them there where we were standing, and then I walked away and I'm like, oh no, what have I done with them? I had a brain fade and then found them. So,
mate, you would have had to fly over to America and get me another pair.
Yeah, I would have done that for you, Pete. You know that. So,
love your work, Kenny.
We're back in running. The Vic titles were up for round 2 this weekend. So keen as, just hopefully we get some good support from the riders. Fuel prices have come down a little bit, but people are travelling to Fink to pre-train for the Fink Desert Race. So, you go, oh, it's $2.50 a litre for diesel. Yeah, just take one for the team and do it and come along, support the Vics.
For sure. It's such a great event. We had great numbers at round 1. Let's keep that going and get all these guys. So if you're listening, sign up for round 2, sign up for round 3, and sign up for round 4, and let's keep the momentum going.
Yep, 100%. So let's do it. And keen as, I think the club's got some things planned too in the pipelines to have the Durgan pizzas out at the track on Saturday night, I believe. And they do a really good job. They are great pizzas. For those that have been to Casterton for the Vic Off-Roads, that's the same company that does them. So the Durgan Pub Pizzas puts a good feed on for you, and there's the pub in town and everything else. So
I'm in. I love a good pizza.
Yeah. So either way, we'll be doing something Saturday night, Pete.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you like these shows, you know the drill. Please like and subscribe and share to your stories so we can keep growing the sport and the series and keep riders turning up and people learning about the Victorian Motocross Championship. Massive thanks, Kenny, for coming on to co-host and to Kimber Constructions for bringing you this episode. And to our partners here at Mental4Moto, Fastline Suspension, Southeast Pools, Iro Helmets, Ultimate Toy Haulers, and the May sponsor of the Mental4Moto Motocross and Supercross wall calendars, which you can pick up at any of these Vic Motocross Championship rounds, Civ Elite Civil Constructions, which is run by one of our riders, Cam Bongers, as well. So shout out to Cam. And most of all, thanks to you guys for listening. On behalf of Mental4Moto, I've been your host, Pete Wolf. Until next time, see ya.